This is the most profitable way to use your bankroll when betting on sports. Welcome to Juiced Bets. My name is Trevor, and today we are going to be looking at bankroll management strategy, something that a lot of people have been asking. One thing that I've been wondering and asking from the very beginning. It's a question that doesn't necessarily have one right answer, but I can tell you one thing that has worked for me. And I mean, that's basically all I can do on this YouTube channel. So make sure you leave a like below. And let's get into it here. So on the OddsJam screen here, the positive expected value. This is basically my home the last couple months when betting on sports. There's a link below for OddsJam. Click that link, sign up. You actually get 30 days money back guarantee. So if you don't like it after 30 days, you can get your money back and no sweat off your back. So this is basically this is the positive expected value screen where bets will pop up throughout the day, and all of them are plus EV, meaning they're profitable in the long run. And so a lot of people are wondering, okay, well, a 7% bet up here versus a 2% bet down here, how do you distinguish how much money you want to put on each one? I mean, obviously there's the percentage differences, but there's also the odds. This 7% bet here is minus 145. But, this 2% bet down here, or let's look at this one here, is plus 150, right? Let me scroll that up so you can see it, is plus 150. So, how do you decide on how much money you want to put on each one? I've gone through multiple different strategies. Initially, I did, $25 versus $50 on, if it's between 2 to 4%, it's 25. If it's between 4 to 7, it's 50. If it's above 7, it's 100 or whatever. So you can really capitalize on the high, percentage bets. And that's pretty decent, but it doesn't really take into account the, plus money bets like this versus, ones that are favored like minus like this. So, I ended up changing my strategy and listening to what a lot of people on OddsJam use, which is the Kelly Criteria. So let's talk about what that means, how it works, and how it can make you more profitable. So basically, the Kelly Criterion is a mathematical formula for bet sizing, which is frequently used by investors and gamblers to decide how much money they should allocate to each investment or bet through a predetermined fraction of assets. So basically, it's popular because it leads to higher wealth in the long run compared to other strategies, allegedly. It's been working for me, so I'll take it at face value there. And it's based on a formula which takes into account the probabilities of winning and losing. So let's look at that formula. Basically, the percentage right here, after completing the formula, you get a number, which is the percentage of your bankroll to put on a certain bet. Right? So basically, B are the decimal odds that always equal to 1 right here. And P and Q is the probability of winning and the probability of losing, right? So P is, if your chances to hit are 60%, your P will be 0.6 and Q will be the inverse of it, obviously. So 0.4. So as an example, if you have a dice and, landing on 1, 2, or 3 is 50%, the same percentage applies to 4, 5, and 6. So let's say that, the dice is slightly weighted to the 1, 2, or 3 side. So the probability of hitting 1, 2, or 3 is 60%. So B is 1 because it's always 1. P is 0.6 for 60%, and Q is basically the inverse. So 1 minus 60, so you get 0.4. And so using the criterion, it'd be 1 times the probability of winning minus the probability of losing divided by 1, which equals 0.2, so 20%. Okay, so that's how the Kelly Criteria works, and basically it's a way to, like it says, it's a way to diversify your bet size, right? And so not to be allocating too much onto a certain bet. And so this is a criteria that has been, or a formula, money management, bankroll management system that's been working for me. And OddsJam has a great way of implementing it to make it super seamless and easy for you to use. So basically in OddsJam, you go to your account settings, you go to bankroll settings here, and you type in your bankroll. And then you've got a Kelly multiplier here. Now, the multiplier can be between, 0.1 and 1, right? And so I have always had it at 0.5. I actually ended up working my way up to 0.5. I started with 0.2, and slowly over the weeks, I think it took me about a week and a half to get to 0.5, where I feel comfortable now. But this multiplier is basically just how much risk tolerance you want, right? So the Kelly criteria will tell you how much to bet on a certain bet, but you can adjust this multiplier based on your risk tolerance. So if you want to take it easy in the beginning and not be betting too, like if you want to have, over 25 bets per day and you don't want to bet too much of your bankroll on each bet, you want to have, some dry powder left over, you would change this multiplier to maybe, 0.2 or something and start off there. If you are very risky and you want to be gambling, basically all of your bankroll every single day, you can change this to a 1. I recommend 0.5. So I would recommend, starting off with at the maximum 0.5 and seeing how you like it. So you enter that in here and you save your changes. And then basically what it does is on the positive EV screen, if you refresh it here, it will tell you the bet that you should be making, right? Obviously with the percentages and the odds and the bet that you're taking, and it will tell you how much money to put on it. So that makes things a lot easy. Now you take the emotion out of it. You no longer are betting with, I think this is going to, I think this is a good bet, so I'll put a little extra on it. No more of that. It's strictly math. It's strictly formulas. And you are, you're placing the bet size with what it tells you to do. So that's how the Kelly criteria works. It's something that's worked a lot for me. Obviously, I've been very profitable. I'll actually be releasing an April update video soon, so you can see how we did in April. And we can go over, kind of some of the takeaways there. So stay tuned for that on the channel. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for more. And and before I go, actually, you should check out our juiced bet of the day. That is on our Twitter. So the link is down below as well. And we're actually releasing a straight bet every day. That's the juiced bet of the day. It takes into account, the odds, the math, but also, a certain spot for the bet as well. Seeing as I follow sports pretty religiously. So we're actually 5-1 on those over the last 5 days. So being super lucrative, just won again today. So 5-1 on these straight bets. Definitely worth checking out our Twitter. I think we're going to be releasing them as videos as well in YouTube Shorts and TikToks. So stay tuned for those too. Anyways, take care, guys. We'll see you soon.